All right, today we are diving deep into the Kabbalistic origin story of our universe. But listen, this isn't just some ancient myth. We're going to approach this as a profound system of cosmic engineering, and our guide is one of the most cryptic, most powerful texts ever written, the Sifra DiTzniuta, the Book of Concealment.
Okay, let's get into it. Here's our roadmap for this whole cosmic drama. We're going to start with the initial design, then look at the catastrophic system crash, the massive reboot that followed, and finally, and this is the most important part, we're going to uncover our own critical role in getting this whole system back online.
You know, every great project, every incredible piece of technology, it all starts with a design document, right? A plan. Well, in the Kabbalistic system, that master plan is an ancient, incredibly deep and cryptic text known as the Sifra DiTzniuta.
Now, this is way more than just a book. You have to think of it as the foundational blueprint, the high-level white paper for the architecture of all reality. It's that pivotal moment where the abstract, infinite thought of the creator begins to get articulated into an actual, workable system.
The source explains that this book is really the very first stage of revelation. It's where the most concealed, hidden thought of the creator starts to take on a concrete form. It's a lot like an engineer sketching out a revolutionary design on a napkin. The genius of the whole thing is right there, long before a single line of code is ever written.
So, with the blueprint ready, what comes next? The first build, the alpha test. And let me tell you, this first attempt was wow. The mystics call it Olam HaTohu, the world of chaos. And for good reason. It was an iteration of just immense, raw, and totally unstable power. So, what did this alpha version look like? Imagine a series of incredibly powerful but totally isolated processors. Each one is getting hit with a massive surge of energy, this pure divine light, but they have absolutely no way to communicate with each other or balance the load. This was the world of the primordial kings, all power but completely alone. And this image right here gets to the absolute core of the architectural flaw. The source text explains that the key vessels, Chokmah, wisdom, and Binah, understanding, were positioned back to back. What does that mean in tech terms? They had no direct interface, no shared protocol. There was no way for them to have a stable, mutual interaction.
So what happens when you run a totally unstable alpha build and you pump it with maximum energy? You can guess, right? You get a catastrophic system failure. This is the pivotal event in Kabbalistic cosmology, Shivarat HaKalim, the shattering of the vessels.
Seven of these powerful kings, these conceptual worlds, they received an influx of divine light that was just way too much for their isolated, brittle structures to handle. The source uses this incredibly stark and dramatic term. They died. Now, this doesn't mean they were annihilated. The commentary is very clear, explaining it as a descent from their level. Basically, a catastrophic failure where the structure just breaks down and can no longer function. A fatal error.
So you get this cascade of failure. It's the critical event. The hardware just could not handle the intensity of the light of the software. And the system-wide crash that resulted did something unbelievable. It scattered fragments, what Kabbalah calls holy sparks, or nitzitsut, all throughout the newly formed abyss.
And this contrast shows you everything. It's the fundamental architectural shift. The design goes from a chaotic world of isolated points and back-to-back interaction to a rectified world of integrated face-to-face structures. This is a system that's finally being built for sustainability.
Okay, so after the crash comes the debugging and the reboot. A totally new architecture was needed, and it was based on one brilliant, elegant engineering principle, the matkala, which simply means the balance.
The matkala is the fundamental fix. It is the load balancer. It's the brand new operating system designed specifically to prevent another crash by structuring all of reality around a threefold system of dynamic, harmonious interaction.
And here's what that new architecture looks like. Instead of those isolated points, energy now flows through this stable three-column grid. You've got the expansive force of Chesed on the right and the contracting force of Gevura on the left, and holding them both in perfect harmony is the central column Tiferet. This structure is what finally allows for stable, face-to-face relationships.
So, with this new principle of balance finally in place, a stable version of reality could be constructed, version 2.0. This is Olam HaTikkun, the world of rectification. Now,
The components of this new, stable release are called partsafim. The word means faces or personas, and they are nothing like the old kings. These are complex, integrated systems designed from the ground up to interact, to communicate, and to sustain the flow of divine energy without shattering. Think of them as full APIs.
And this is why any of this matters to us. We are not living in a finished world. Far from it. We are living inside Olam HaTikun. Our entire existence is taking place within the long, deliberate, ongoing process of rebuilding and elevating the fallen fragments from that very first cosmic crash.
So, if we're living in a world that is literally built from the fragments of a previous shattered one, what is our function? What is the user's role in this cosmic reboot?
Well, this is where the Gon's commentary brings this entire epic cosmic engineering project right down to the human level. It becomes incredibly personal. Our existence, your existence, it's not random. It has a profound purpose within this grand design. The big takeaway here is that we are active participants. You could even say we're the dev team on the ground. Every ethical choice we make, every sacred act, every mitzvah is like writing a line of code that helps repair the system. Our mission is to sift through the wreckage of the crash, find the holy energy trapped within our physical world, and elevate it, reintegrate it back into the system.
And you can really think about our role here in two incredible ways. You can see it as a heroic video game quest. We are players in a broken world, and our mission is to collect the lost sparks of light and restore the game. Or you can see it as a profound engineering task. We are co-developers working on System 2.0, and our job is to help complete the cosmic reboot and achieve final system stability. You know, this idea isn't isolated at all. It's a really deep-seated concept in Jewish mysticism, this ancient teaching about creating worlds and destroying them. It points to this exact mystical tradition of trial, error, and ultimate rectification. It gives so much meaning to the struggles and imperfections of our reality. They aren't bugs, they're actually features of a world that is actively in the process of being fixed.
And this brings the entire cosmic story right into our daily lives, and it asks us to consider our own unique purpose in this ongoing project of universal repair. If our world really is a work in progress, built from these fragments of a shattered perfection, what piece of the tikkun, the great rectification, are you here to repair? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Part S. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.